Hey, this is Smiles here with a new review. The Pokemon franchise has been going strong for about 15 years now, and it doesn't seem like it will be slowing down anytime soon thanks to the new edition of Pokemon Black and White for the Nintendo DS. Does Black and White give trainers a good reason to go catch them all again? Or is it about time that our dear friend Pikachu be put to sleep? In Black and White, you and a few friends are recruited by the local professors to catch Pokemon and complete the Pokédex. You're given a starter Pokemon, fight the 8 gym leaders, thwart the evil team's plan, and become the Pokemon champion. Sound familiar? It's the same cut and dry story that's been used since Red and Blue. Get used to it. However, I do have to compliment Black and White for mixing it up. The evil team in this game, Team Plasma, is not all what they seem to be. Their philosophy is that people treat Pokemon like slaves, and thus, they should be freed. Throughout your journey, you fight the mysterious N, who's supposedly the leader of Team Plasma, and expresses regret every time he fights you and fears that Pokemon should be separated from humans permanently. After the 7th gym, the game takes a serious plot twist when N takes one of the legendary dragons for himself. I don't want to give out any spoilers, but you're in for quite a shock when you go challenge the champion. Black and White's presentation is top-notch. While I was initially blown away by Diamond and Pearl's 3D buildings, none of it compares to what Black and White offers. When passing through bridges, you can actually see cars driving by. The cities are all rendered in 3D, which makes it kind of hard to navigate when compared to other games. The Pokemon in this game are now fully animated in battle. That's right, they no longer consist of just a single sprite image. Like any other Pokemon game, the battle themes are intense. You know what's going down when you hear the first few notes of the gym leader music. There's now even a theme for when you're at low HP, so you don't have to listen to that annoying beeping sound over and over again. The gameplay is pretty much the same as earlier installments. Black and White continues the physical special split introduced in Diamond and Pearl, and much of the gameplay mechanics like abilities and items stay pretty much the same. Besides the obvious changes like new items, abilities, and Pokemon, Black and White introduces 3 new battle styles. Trainers can now compete in triple, rotation, and Wonder Launcher battles. Triple battles are exactly what it sounds like. You send out 3 Pokemon at a time and duke it out. Unlike doubles, the position your Pokemon is in determines who they can attack. A Pokemon on the far left can attack a Pokemon on the far right. Rotation battles let you send out 3 Pokemon out as well, but you only fight with 1 active Pokemon at a time. The idea is that you freely rotate your active Pokemon and immediately attack. This requires a lot of prediction to pull off the right move. Wonder Launcher is only available during multiplayer matches. Wonder Launcher gives you the ability to use items such as Full Restore, an option not normally seen in multiplayer battles. While these modes are fun online, there are rarely any triple or rotation battles in-game. The version difference between Black and White extends far beyond what kind of Pokemon you can catch. Each game features a different city not found in the other versions. Black City is available only in Pokemon Black and features tough trainers with high-level Pokemon. In Pokemon White, you can visit White Forest, which contains low-level wild Pokemon you can catch. By visiting a friend's game through the EntraLink feature, you can change what trainers and wild Pokemon you encounter in your version. The most important aspect of any Pokemon game is, of course, the Pokemon. The starters and their final evolution look cool, but I seriously think Game Freak is trolling us. This is the 3rd time in a row we get a firefighting starter Pokemon. Many of the Pokemon designs are pretty cool. This generation's winners include the Angry Fire Ape Darmanitan, the Electric Spider Galvantula, and the mysterious Illusion Fox Zoroark. Of course, with any other generation, the 5th has its fair share of stupid Pokemon. Meet Garbodor, the trash Pokemon. No, I'm being serious, he literally is trash. We're also cursed with Vanilluxe, the ice cream Pokemon. Let's just hope that this thing doesn't have to fight Lickitung. Finally, we are treated to the Farfetch'd of the Unova region, Stunfisk. Well, he has the cool type of electric ground, that's all he has going for him. God-awful stats backed up by a mediocre move pool and ugly design, Stunfisk has my vote for most pathetic Pokemon in existence. To add insult to injury, his battle cry sounds like a fart. This generation had its fair share of winners and losers, but for the most part, I'm pleased with the new Pokemon. To wrap things up, here's my final verdict on Black and White. Story gets an 8. It's the same thing over and over again, but with a few variations. Presentation and design gets a 9. The Pokemon are cool for the most part, and the Unova region is well designed. Gameplay gets a 10. Pokemon games are just like Tetris. It hasn't changed much from when it first started, but it is still addicting. Overall, I'd give these games a 9. Black and White have a clear evolution in the Pokemon franchise.